Alright, welcome back everybody. Let's play Klonoa. We continue our adventure. So, our grandfather told us to look for the chiefess to get word on this whole ordeal. Now, interestingly enough, the chiefess was actually just referred to as Granny in the original game. Okay, so now we have some really annoying enemies. There are lots of enemies in this game. Lots of different kinds. This is an interesting variety. See, there are certain enemies that will be immune to the wind blow at certain points in time. This is one of them. This one can only be picked up when it's up in the air, picking up its shell, like you just saw. Now, there was also a black moo that you saw me. Yeah, this guy. They're called spear moos. These guys, they run at you. You probably noticed. But they also do something else peculiar. They hold a shield, meaning that you can't actually hit them from the front. Or you can't hit them with a wind blow from the front, and still remain effective. Okay. I like how different areas have different graphics for different races of prisoners. Makes things a little bit more irregular. Anyways, I know all these levels pretty darn well, so I'm probably going to be rushing through them a bit more quickly than I should be. Forgetting to say things. Like last episode, I forgot to say, so these big enemies, they're not just normal enemies, but bigger. Something peculiar about them, if you try to hit them with a wind bullet, they will inflate, but you can't pick them up. Instead, they'll just be immobilized and they won't be able to hurt you, and you can actually use them as platforms. But they will return to normal after a little bit of time without having being hit. That having being said, yeah, there are only like 2 large enemies in the entire game that don't drop gems. So pretty much whenever you see them, and you'll know the 2 times that you're not supposed to get anything from them. But pretty much anytime that you see a giant enemy, just go on ahead and kill it as soon as you can to reap the benefits, unless there's a mirror fairy nearby, in which case you will probably want to activate the mirror fairy first. These things, for some reason, I can never remember where they stop, which always results in them hitting me. Jerk. So this part ticked me off when I first went to it. I went here and said, oh, the door needs a key, because it has a key on it. So I ran off trying to look for a key. I didn't find a key, and I was confused. Well, it turns out, you need to touch... you need to actually touch the door, and then try to run back, and it'll activate the cutscene. And hey, it's the people that we were rescuing. Yupo's name is also spelled different than the original for some reason. Figured. So this game doesn't really have much indication of telling you that you have a key, I guess. And you do get all sparkly, and you actually have a giant friggin' key on your back. But, eh. It's like anything actually has a lock on it, you just kind of smash your face into the door and then it opens for you. Oh well. They're just old-timey doors, I guess. That's how we did things in the olden days. We just smashed our heads into things until they worked. Something I haven't pointed out that is probably kind of obvious. If you throw an enemy into another enemy, both enemies will die. Yay! I think that other Ingapoko's egg is gems? Oh no, it's just a heart. Bunk. For some reason, it's always amused me that you can do that. Like I said last episode, the game does function in 3D. Alright, so look at this. Enemy that's actually in the background, we can actually pick it up in the background. I have a demonstration of, more stuff that I was talking about last episode. Oh, see this egg here? I guess it's just imagine you're gonna try to jump over this spear moo and then you'll end up hitting it. But that egg there is... It ticked me off, because those hidden eggs actually have, crystals in them. If you want to get all the crystals, you're gonna need to find those eggs. Which is really annoying, because they're not exactly... And there's not really anything indicating that they're there. Their shadows are pretty darn hard to see. Like, you can see right here, the shadows on this wooden board, the same kind of board that egg was on, those shadows are pretty faint. Yay! And the enemy's gonna attack you from the background, which is also annoying. Let's see if we can actually get 150 gems on this level. Thankfully, the earlier mirror fairies actually give you a lot of leeway when you're trying to get as many possible gems as possible. That wasn't redundant at all. Wait, isn't that guy from Jugpot? We're not in Jugpot. Why? I never really realized that. That person is not a native. Yeah, I see. Time for a detour! Alright. I never really did give this game an introduction in the first episode. I just kind of said, hey, this is a game called Klonoa. I guess I ought to talk about that during this level. Oh yeah, see, like I said, you get a blue gem if you get all 150 gems. Well, that was a really awkward and abrupt ending to that little melody. It's gonna be a while until we can actually hear the full melody. Anyways. So, this game actually, for assuming no reason, became incredibly fond of this series when I found it. Well, these spider things, well, as you can see it right there, I'd like to crap things at you. But, so this game series, As I was showing in the first episode, with the game being released in 1997 on PS1, it's a pretty old series, kind of, well, relatively. And, the most recently released game, aside from this, which is a remake, was in 2002, I think? I don't remember when it was, actually. It was early 2000s, though. So, it's pretty much an old series that doesn't really do stuff anymore. Actually, I want that blue. These things, for some reason, knock you back if you touch them. I don't know why. They're called moo drums. They don't actually hurt you. Whoa! Enemy. For some reason, I took particular liking to it. Very peculiar, very strong liking to the series. Particularly to the second game. For the PS2, but so the series has had like 7 or 8 installments, all of which were actually released in English, or at least in North America. I do hope to get my hands on the one game that was released in English and not North America, but we'll see how that works out. But to be honest, I would like to actually let's play the entire series, aside from the second game in the series, which was damn it. Which was for the Wonder Swan, which was never released outside of Japan, a console that was never released outside of Japan. Not a console, but handheld platform. Therefore, the game was pretty subpar, so I'm not liking this much. But that aside, I'd like to actually play through every game in the series, which, if I can make things work out, includes the Japanese Klonoa heroes, but we'll see. That's stuff for the future. Yeah, see, I didn't see these dream crystal, or these prisoners aren't exactly hard to find, and they don't get much harder than they are here to find either. But yes, I don't know why it is I like this series so much. I think part of it is just how I kind of feel bad for it. Just kind of reminds me of Blinks in a way with how it just kind of stopped existing. Kind of abruptly. Okay, I'm supposed to pick up that moo. It sucks. Oh, shit! Does that moo even respawn? No. Looks like I need it now anyways. Yeah. It's possible to bug the original game to get more than 150 Dream Crystals on some levels, but you can't do that on the re-version from what I've heard. Yeah, I think it's just something that remind me of Blinks. There's also the design and whatnot, which is just anthropomorphic stuff, which could also remind me a little bit of Blinks. I don't know. There's something I find incredibly charming about the whole having its own language thing, too. That might be part of it, somehow. Blinks had that as well, actually. The first installment in the series. The ever so short series. So maybe that's part of the reason I like it. Just similar, not only in its fate, but in the game itself. The games are fun on their own. I do have the second game in the series. I'll admit I haven't actually played it. This is the only game I've actually played in the series as of yet. But pretty much all the games except for Klonoa Beach Volleyball and Klonoa Heroes play exactly the same. With Klonoa 2 for the PS2, which was like the 4th game in the series, having lots of extra stuff added because it was the second main game. So I can safely say that the series as a whole is probably pretty fun, going off of how the first game was pretty darn fun, considering the rest of the rest of the series is pretty much the same thing. What I would worry about the most, in fact, would just be the game's concept getting old. Damn it! I can't get 150 gems here, because I missed that moo. Well, no, I already couldn't anyways, because I missed an earlier moo, so whatever. Darn flying moos. But yes, I have big plans for this series. I don't know if I'll do all the games in the series back to back or what. We'll see. I would like to actually complete each game before I start Let's Playing it, so I don't know. So here's the thing, we have switches in this game. Just shoot a wind bullet at it, and ta-da! Well, turn red too. So crap did go down involving the king and queen. Something like that. To be honest, I'm not really sure why it is that Gideus did what he did with King and Queen of Jugbot, but whatever. So you might notice that Carol was sitting outside of the water, just floating in the air until he freed her. They don't need water to swim, because they're badass like that. These fish things. Alright, so this time is actually a lot different in, not a lot different, but a little bit different in the, original PS1 version. It's very obvious this is a fighting arena. The arena was different. I don't know if the fight itself was, but the arena was different. I'll explain that in a moment. Gadi. Cursed Pamela. Fun boss. But yes, right here where I'm sitting right now, instead of there being a path that like splits or that merges, instead you had a big hole that these balls roll into. So the entry just became easier. Anyways, what you saw me do here, well, all you need to do is pick up Seed Off, which you can't do when he's on Pamela actually, so I just started there, was futile. Pick him up, throw him at Pamela when she jumps at you. Pretty easy. The whole time, just dodge the spike balls. She'll occasionally shoot bubbles at you because bubbles are menacing. You can pop them with your wind bullet too, because popping bubbles is fun. Nope, that hit me. Now one downside to not playing this in English is that you can't really recognize the vocal cues for each attack as well. But not that matters, because each boss only has like 3 attacks. So it's not something you have to worry about anyways. Come on, Pamela. One last go. No! Face! And he bashed her face so hard that she became, like, cute and fluffy. And then we just strike a pose. I don't know why beating the crap out of them was the answer, but whatever. Hey, the troops do the fighting, not the king. well, whatever he was. He's just kind of a thing with a mask. Depredator. Sparkle, sparkle. Not that Hupo really needs to actually be on top of her to travel with her, but whatever. Alright, so once again, that is going to be it for this episode of Let's Play Klonoa. And to think, we're already, well, in terms of levels, we're already like a third through the game. In terms of time, though, the levels get much longer, so we'll have to see how far along we actually are. But anyhow, that's gonna be it for this. Oh wow, I didn't get 130 gems. That's kind of pitiful. I'm disappointed in myself. I didn't get all the prisoners. Shit. I'm gonna go get those prisoners. 1 second. I've literally never gotten all the prisoners. I've literally never gotten, never not gotten all the prisoners in a level. That's really disappointing to myself. Wow. Okay, so it doesn't actually. So I had said that you actually need to pick up all the prisoners in a level in one go. That's not actually the case. Because they're actually still out here from when I picked them up earlier. Okay, so here's the one that I missed. Just because I kind of didn't pay attention. Not used to having to pay attention to these things to try to get the prisoners. Anyhow, I'm used to just dashing through levels and pick up all the crystals. Anyhow, so all you do is immobilize that enemy and then pick another enemy, jump up on top of them, and go on up there. And you are on your merry way. Oh, what? You can do that? I never knew you could pick him up like that. I never thought you could pick him up off of Pamela. Okay, that's kind of cool. That sounded much better. Alright. So yes, for like the 4th time. Bye guys.